What's going on, guys? It's Bulletproof Soul here, coming in with a new camera angle, and I'd like to start off. I apologize if the quality is a little worse, a little different in this video. Long story short, I lost my fucking microphone and I can't find it anywhere. I've been looking for like an hour and I just have no idea where it is. Hopefully that'll turn up soon, because I literally don't know where I could have lost it. But regardless, we're coming in with a video. It might be a little controversial, might ruffle some feathers, but I just want you guys to keep an open mind while I make this argument. Y'all read the title, y'all obviously know what the video is about. And I just want you guys to keep an open mind and listen to what I have to say about smoking cigarettes and why in the modern world smoking cigarettes isn't that fucking bad. Let's get into it. Starting off with my first point. I mean, we all know what cigarettes are, right? We all know the effects, and we've all, at least if you're an American, I'm speaking from an American lens in this. I'd like y'all to know. But, hold on, I have this camera configured in the most fucking ridiculous way possible. I literally have my tripod set up on the passenger side floor of my car, and it's wobbling around and shit, so, you know, real great production quality over here at Bulletproof Soul. We really like a multi-million-dollar studio level of quality around these parts. But, regardless, as I was saying, cigarettes in the modern landscape of vices and escapes that we have really aren't that fucking bad. We're stopping for a school bus up here, by the way. So yeah, if you're an American, we've all seen the ads, the propaganda, or I won't say propaganda, it is propaganda, but propaganda has a negative connotation. We've all seen the ads where like it's like some smoker, some 90-year-old smoker, she's like, "Hello, my name is Loretta Lynn. I am 90 years old, and I have been smoking 2 packs a day since 1945 when I turned 11. And when I turned 80, I was diagnosed with chronic lung cancer, stage 4, and now I have a fucking hole in my throat, and I'm really scary, and you don't want to end up like me." We've all seen those ads. And like, that's the first thing I'd like to point to, is most of the people who get lung cancer or throat cancer or, you know, some kind of fucking disease from cigarettes came from the 60s. They're old as fuck when they have it, and they smoke like 1 or 2 packs a day. And it's just like fucking insane. There goes my phone tripod. We're gonna pick that up in a second though, because that might be convenient for me. We're going by a cop, and I don't know how legal that rig is. Alrighty, back to life. Jesus, it's a horrible. I like this angle. I think I'm gonna get something to kind of secure it down a little more. But I do like this angle. I can't lie. Let me know what y'all think. I think this is better than behind the steering wheel, just propped up on my dash. But most of the people I see, and I've personally encountered, who have, you know, lung cancer or a horrible disease like that because of cigarettes, they were smoking 1 to 2 packs a day for 60 fucking years. And I'd like to make the argument that, you know, smoking 1 a day, 1 or 2 or 3 cigarettes, individual cigarettes, not packs, 2 or 3 cigarettes Jesus Christ, this is awful. 2 or 3 cigarettes every day really isn't that fucking bad for you. It's really, I don't think it's that bad for you. That's another thing about old cigarette smokers before we continue and kind of compare it to what other modern alternatives we have to cigarettes. Back in the 50s and like up until like the 60s, I think, they were using asbestos and the cigarette filters, which, if you don't know what asbestos is, literally so many buildings and areas get shut down and commissioned off, or like just fucking shut down because of having asbestos, because it literally causes cancer. Like, people love to say oh, you're over there now, Jesus Christ, dude. People love to say cigarettes are cancer sticks, and oh, you're just ripping on the cancer stick. Fuck! Now my tripod fell apart, dude. I'm so fucking broke, I can't even afford to make a good goddamn video about why smoking cigarettes is good for you. But, I'm kidding on that. I don't think it's good for you. I really don't, but I think it's less harmful than we think. But, as I was saying, fuck, what was I saying, dude? Oh, this is why I gotta stop smoking weed. We're just gonna jump to the next fucking argument. Modern vices. So, I'd say the most common modern vices that we really have, that the modern man has, we have weed, alcohol, social media, and vaping. Because this isn't a video about nicotine, this is a video specifically about cigarettes. And so vaping I'm coming for it. Listen, and I love to vape. I love all of these things. I love smoking weed and drinking alcohol and using social media. I've used all of this extensively. I have experience with it. That's why I'm making the... Dude, my friggin' camera keeps... Or my phone keeps coming off my damn tripod whenever I touch it. It's a cheap-ass tripod I got for $10 out of fucking Walmart. Not even $10. It's like 30. That's cheap. Fuck, dude. As I was saying, modern vices, social media, weed, alcohol, and vaping. And I'd like to get into those and how they stack up to cigarettes. When you're drinking, drinking is obviously very fucking bad for you. I don't need to tell you that, okay? I don't think anyone needs to be educated on why drinking is a bad thing. But I think it's especially bad for you, not just because of the liver failure and, your kidneys shut down, and it's bad for your brain, and, you can get so addicted to alcohol that you literally can't get off it, which is like, that only happens with like opiates and other like very like hard drugs, like shit like that, but regardless, ignoring all the like the negative health effects associated with long-term drinking, just looking at it in like you go out for a drink with some friends, which is totally fine. Drinking, just in terms of caloric content, is so fucking bad for you. It's insane. Like, people will throw down like 10 beers. Each beer is 200 calories. That's 2,000 calories in just nothing on top of all the food you're already eating that day. And, I'm not the most in shape guy. I'm a little pudgy, but I care about trying to stay a bit in shape. And, if you drink every night, you're not going to be able to stay in shape. And you're going to wake up hungover. You're going to wake up with a fucking headache. And it's just a bad time sometimes. But I think alcohol can also be a good time. And I'd like y'all to keep in mind, when these other vices I mention, I don't want people to completely drop everything and only fucking smoke cigarettes all day. That's not my point with this video. My point is that cigarettes, we look at them too negatively, and I think we need to reevaluate them, because I think they honestly can be kind of positive. So that's alcohol. That's why I don't like alcohol that much. Or that's why I don't think alcohol is as bad for you as smoking cigarettes is. Because listen, like, we all know, we've all seen the ads. There's so many ads of like, I'd say smoking cigs and drinking alcohol is about like as widespread as these vices get. Not everyone really has a social media problem. Not everyone has a weed problem, but the vast majority of people in America used to smoke cigarettes and still drink alcohol, right? That's changing with Gen Z, but I'm just talking from a general population standpoint, okay? And when we look at, the pushback that drinking has received as opposed to smoking, it's almost non-existent. Smoking, cigarettes, they can't sponsor sports anymore. They can't put cigarette ads in magazines. You literally can't advertise cigarettes like anywhere, pretty much. Like, it's fucking illegal. which is good, but tell me why, you know, I still see a fucking Bud Light ad when I'm going to the ball game. You know, tell me why there's still fucking White Claw ads on TV. You know, like, why is smoking the biggest fucking villain, you know? I've never seen an ad about someone who's 600 pounds and literally has wet brain. They've gone retarded and they can't get off of alcohol without having the shakes and tremors and having fucking seizures. I've never seen an ad about that, but I've seen a million ads about motherfuckers with their teeth rotting out, with their fucking lungs rotted out, they've got cancer, they've got the thing to hold up to their throat. Like, I've seen a million of those ads. I've never once really seen an anti-drinking ad. You know, maybe anti-drinking and driving, but yeah, I mean, yeah, no shit, don't drink and drive. Like, that's obviously a fucking bad thing. Drinking itself is a bad thing. Or not necessarily bad, but it's harmful. And so many people pretend like it's not, like it doesn't make you fat, like it doesn't make you an idiot. Drinking's bad for you. Same with weed. People, listen, I know I'm gonna piss off all the motherfuckers who listen to Suicide Boys in the comments, but weed is addictive, weed is bad for you, and it makes you retarded. And I'll stand on that hill, and I'll die on that hill. And that comes from someone who loves smoking weed. I smoked, I think 2 bowls last night. Like, I smoke a lot of fucking weed, okay? Don't get me wrong. I love smoking weed, but it's impossible to deny that when you smoke weed, you wake up with some brain fog. You wake up a little more retarded. I don't even think it's permanent, long-lasting effects, but weed, it is addictive. I've felt addicted to weed at many points in my life, and I can't lie, I feel kind of addicted to it right now. It's hard for me to go to bed without smoking weed. And that's just because it's such an easy way to relax. But when you relax, you're not really when you smoke weed and sit down to relax, it's not really meaningful relaxation time, like reading a book or writing or drawing or playing a constructive game. When you smoke weed, you're playing like some stupid fucking game and watching some dumb YouTube videos. And that's my problem with it, is it takes away from the just relaxing and being focused on kind of one thing. You know, you're smoking weed, you're sitting there, you're scrolling on reels while you wait for the game to load up, while you listen to music, and it's just not good for your brain. Even though you are physically sitting down and you think you're relaxing, your brain is not most of the time when you're high, okay? And weed, I know motherfuckers who smoke weed all fucking day and, you know, think they're fucking saints. Like, actually, it's that lame friend group I talked about in my senior year sucks video. Go check that out if you haven't. But, you know, I know motherfuckers who literally rip the car, smoke weed all fucking day and think they're still some kind of saint because they don't smoke. I'm serious. These motherfuckers, when I used to hang out with them and I like had a vape or something, they'd like judge me. They'd shame me for having a vape. They're like, "Oh, you're smoking nicotine. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you, dude? Like, you're gonna get lung cancer, bro." Like, brother, you take fucking dabs. Okay. Also, if you take dabs, you're just cooked. That's a story for another time. But if you take dabs, you're fried. Brother, you take fucking dabs before you go into school. I pull over and smoke a cigarette before I go into school. You know, like, you're walking around retarded all day, not knowing what you're doing, forgetting shit. And, like, why? How is that seen as less harmful than smoking cigarettes? Because let's get into the benefits of cigarettes. You know, social media, I don't need to explain. Social media makes you fucking retarded. Let's just be honest. You spend all day on Instagram, you spend all day on TikTok, you just feel it in your head, man. You just fucking feel it. I've gone over why I don't like social media a couple times too, so yeah, y'all know my arguments for social media. I fucking hate it. Even though I don't hate it. I don't hate it, actually. Don't get me wrong. But I think it's there's bad things. There's bad with the good of social media, and there's a lot more bad than there is with the good of it. But the good is very good in social media. Keep staying connected with your family and friends and people you haven't maybe seen, and getting an easy stream of news, and just getting put on to cool shit. I like social media for that. But regardless, let's talk about smoking cigarettes now, and why I think that is better than all of these other vices that people use. Smoking cigarettes, well, first off, it looks fucking cool. If you think smoking a cigarette doesn't look cool, I don't know what to fucking tell you. I'll put some pictures on screen of some people. Nah, actually I won't, but just you've seen a cool guy smoking a cigarette. If you see a guy and he's smoking a cig and you're like, oh, that's lame, he's smoking a cig. I don't know what to tell you. There's just no hope for you. There's just no hope for you in this world, and you don't have a soul. You don't have a fucking soul. But regardless, they look fucking cool. And smoking a cigarette I find to be really, really nice and really, really refreshing sometimes, because cigarettes, unlike vaping, fucking stink, you know? You can't, I mean, you can, but I don't, and I don't really know anyone who would. You don't smoke cigarettes inside. Some people do, but that's fucking gross, and they smell bad, and I don't want to smell bad, okay? So when I'm smoking a cigarette, I like to make it a thing. I pull over, I light up my fucking butt, I pull over in my car, I stop somewhere nice in the woods, and, you know, with a lot of my friends who I talk to them about this kind of shit, it's the same ritual for them, you know? Like, we'll be driving, I was driving the other day with my girlfriend, she literally pointed to a spot, like, on a road, she's like, oh yeah, that's where I pulled over and I would smoke before I went to school, and I'm like, yeah, that's sick. It's just nice little pull off on the side of the road, pull off, smoke, and I think it's important that, because it gives you a break from things, you know? When you rip a vape, for say, you're not taking a break. Let me rip my vape right now while I drive and make this YouTube video. There was no mental break there. Sure, there's a verbal break. I stopped talking, but that's not shit. I just hit my vape, and I'm gonna do it again because it tastes good. I'm still driving. I'm still making this YouTube video. When you pull over or smoke a cigarette, as you saw my smoking a cigarette on my lunch break, I was at the park, or I was at the cemetery, and it forces you to just slow down for a second, even if it's just 2 minutes, 5 minutes, you're smoking a cig. It forces you to just pull over for a minute, unless you want to stink, pull over for a fucking second, and just take in the world around you and give your brain and yourself a break. When I'm smoking a cigarette, I'm really only focused on myself and what I'm thinking and the delicious, sweet taste of nicotine entering my body. Because nicotine is it's a very addictive chemical, but also very nice, very pleasant, very relaxing, I'd say. And I'd say, sometimes I feel smarter when I do it, you know? A lot of the world's greatest leaders and greatest people in history have been addicted to nicotine and tobacco and smoking cigarettes in some shape or form, but I don't really know any great leader from history that was a fucking crazy drunk and like 600 pounds. I don't know any really great leader who was a mega pothead. I sure as hell don't know any great leader who fucking goons on Twitter all day, okay? But I do know leaders who smoked cigarettes or tobacco in some kind. Like, first comes to mind, I'm not saying he was a great guy, but Winston Churchill, he smoked. Che Guevara, he smoked. Kennedy, he smoked. Castro, he smoked. Pretty much everyone. A lot of people up until very recently is when it became unfashionable to smoke cigarettes. But back then, yeah, Walt Disney too, I forgot to mention him. Walt Disney was a horrible chain smoker, right? But, I mean, it's Walt fucking Disney. Disney is probably just as internationally recognized as, like, Coca-Cola, okay? Disney is fucking huge, and you can't deny that. Yeah, like, Disneyland, you ever been there? That shit's crazy. They have Disneyland, right? Made after this guy who was a chain smoker. I don't see any fucking fat, lazy drunk land popping up anywhere, you know? I don't see any dumb pothead fuckface land popping up anywhere, but I do see a Disneyland, and Disney, not a good guy, but very talented and very addicted to cigarettes. And That's someone who smokes 2-3 packs a day. That's not what I'm advocating for. I don't think you should ever smoke inside. I think that's disgusting. I don't think you should ever smoke in your car even. I've done it, but it's disgusting. I think when people smoke cigarettes, you should be pulling over or taking a walk somewhere, lighting one up, and just taking a moment, taking a break, and smoking a cig. And if you never really just had a minute, just chilled out somewhere outside, it's calm, it's pleasant, and smoked a cigarette, I implore you to try it, because it really does do wonders for the fucking head. I swear to God, whenever I smoke a cigarette, it's like it's just like a flip gets switched in my brain. It's just like, but it's not too much. It's not like when I smoke weed and I'm like, ugh. Like I feel just like kind of retarded. But it's fun when I smoke weed. I feel retarded. I don't feel retarded when I smoke a cigarette. And that's really my main point, is I feel like drinking and smoking weed and social media and all these other modern vices and vaping, people wake up. I know people who literally, and I've been the person who literally wakes up with the vape in my hand and I hit it before my fucking eyes are open, you know? That's a common thing with vapors, is the first thing you do in the morning before you even get out of bed, you vape. No one in this modern day is lighting a cigarette up in bed, because that's just gross. You just don't do that, you know? Excuse me, just choked on my own spit. But well, what was I saying? Fuck, I need some water. But you know, no one's gone retarded from smoking cigarettes. People have definitely gone retarded from drinking. People have definitely gone retarded from smoking weed. And people are definitely starting to become retarded from using social media. I don't know anyone who's retarded from smoking cigarettes, all right? Listen, my grandpa is a shining example of this. He's 65 years old. He smokes 2 or 3 cigs a day, like I've been advocating for. He doesn't have a cough. He's like in good health. He's 65. He's 65, and he literally built like a garage a garage for his house in one summer last year, okay? All on his fucking own. He's a carpenter, or not a carpenter, but, you know, a construction background, so obviously he knows how to do that shit. But, you know, do you know a 65-year-old who drinks all day that built themselves a garage last summer that can, you know, still do things like that, that's still in good health, that can still wrestle me to the fucking ground, even though I'm 17 and entering my physical prime as man? This 65-year-old man who smokes Marb Reds can fucking outstrength me. You know, I don't know any old people who are drunks, who are potheads, who are on Facebook Reels all day, who can fucking do that. But I do know my grandpa, who loves his cigarettes, can do that, okay? And I don't know. That's really the point I'm trying to prove with this video, is that I think smoking 2 to 3 cigarettes a day is nowhere near as fucking bad as smoking, or nowhere near as bad as a lot of the other modern vices today. And, you know, if you disagree with me, I'd love to hear your arguments in the comments, please. This is like an open discussion. If you guys have anything to contribute to this or say about this take, let me know, because I'm interested in hearing this, because this isn't very science-based, you know? I have a little bit of background knowledge on this kind of stuff, but not very, like, research-based. This is just my opinion and my honest thoughts about smoking cigarettes and their place in society. Is that I really, really think that cigarettes aren't that fucking bad amongst what we have today and what this world is coming to. And I think if you're going to engage in any of the modern vices, in any of it, it should probably be cigs. It should probably be a couple fucking cigs every day. I think I can smoke 2 cigarettes every day for the rest of my life and live till 80. And maybe that's crazy, maybe I'm wrong, but my grandpa's doing it, you know? All the people I see who are dying from smoking cigarettes, they've been going way too fucking hard on it. Don't go too hard on it. Chill on it. Only smoke a couple each day. I think you're fine. And I think it might actually be good for you, because it gives you that mental break that we get so little of in this modern world. We get so few times to relax and really just think about our own thoughts and that kind of shit in today's world, that cigarettes are a great way to just give yourself that 10-15 minutes each day of just standing outside doing fucking nothing, because that's good for you. It's undeniably, that's good for the brain when we do shit like that. That's necessary for the brain, even. I'd go as far as to say. But yeah, that wraps up this video. This is a bit of a longer one. I hope y'all enjoyed my ramblings, and I hope I kind of clicked with y'all. And make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Send this to the person you know who smokes the most cigarettes, and let them know that, hey, you know, you've been right this whole time. You're the GOAT for smoking cigs. But anyway, guys, peace out. It's been Bulletproof Soul here. I hope y'all have a great day.